In this episode
way
of the
you're
Straight
arrested
Up
42
R&D times and allowed to walk the streets freely.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense at all. And then the fact that you want to put racism into this is like, come on, man. Like, we can't say everything is racist. We can't say everything is racist. Like, people who I think are saying that is like, yo, you haven't been in this situation before. What was that with your loved one on the train? You'll be thinking like, yo, thank you for protecting my loved ones, or thank you for protecting me because that guy was shot out his mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's
probably
like,
on fentanyl or some crazy ish.
Whatever drug he on, it's like, come on, man. Like, this has nothing to do with racism. And the problem I have with the BLM activists, and this is something that we have a problem in our community, no accountability.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's good, y'all?
What's good? What's good? Welcome back to the Straight Up R&D Podcast. I am your host, Rich.
I'm D.
And welcome to episode 44.
Last episode of the year.
Last episode of the year. Been a whole year of doing this shit, yo.
I know. 1 year anniversary.
Yo. And for the last time this year, I got to go through the regular schlingo. We're going to keep it real, raw, uncut, straight up. With opinions based on motherfucking facts for the 44th time I've said that. We don't give a fuck about your feelings, all right? And yeah, that's the number one rule on the podcast. We don't give a fuck about your feelings. But
you already know. We love the support, but you know, It is what it is. We speak the truth.
Speak the truth, man. That's it. Keep it real raw. Uncut as always. We did it to y'all multiple times. 300 or 400 videos later, we still here. And, you know, we still dropping that hot shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's really been a solid year that we committed to this. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy. You know, 1 year of doing this. I didn't even expect it. It didn't even feel like a year, honestly.
It went by. Yeah, I didn't expect it to feel like, you know, for it to fly by. But it's been a fun year. We talked about a lot of stuff, a wide range of topics. As you know, majority of the year, I guess we talked on like political stuff because it was election year. But as anybody who's been with us for a while, you know, we pretty flexible in the stuff we talk about. Relationships, you know, politics, mental health. You know, we talk about it all. That's the type of channel we want to be known for. And then we're going to be doing a lot more. We're going to try a lot more new stuff next year, but yeah, it's been a great year. I guess, bro, what was your favorite part of the year?
I would have to say it was the election.
1,000%.
That was the funnest part. You know,
that was the funnest,
and that was our first live stream too.
Oh yeah, first live stream.
You know, we had a lot of people tuning in, and that was a good turnout.
Yeah,
you know
that was a good turnout.
That one was fun. I gotta say, even when the whole Diddy situation popped off,
that was just crazy.
That was wild.
Like the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I thought that was fake at first. I'm like, bro, what's really going on with people, yo? Like, man, got like an exclusive contract with Johnson & Johnson. But yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, same thing with me. The election was the best part. Only because I don't think we're going to ever see an election like that ever again. It was just so funny.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to record and capture that moment. You know, maybe 10, 15 years from now, this is history we made.
Literally history. Like you got, now the president-elect, he was in a garbage truck. Think about all the previous elections. This man out here in a garbage truck. You know, and he said some controversial stuff. Like he was just speaking his mind. Then you had somebody, probably the worst presidential candidate in history, Kamala Harris. I don't know what the hell she's doing now.
No. Biden takes the cake on that one.
I don't know, bro. I think.
I mean, you see what
like a candidate, like running to become president. I can't say Biden's worse because he won, but like somebody.
Because people were delusional.
But my goodness, I've never seen a candidate who just couldn't answer questions. And you know, like after after the election was all said and done, people who were on her side was like, all right, now I can finally speak the truth. She just had a problem answering questions like the Young Turks.
Yeah.
They're largely Democratic, but
I don't even like that. I stopped watching their thing like years ago.
Yeah, like they're Democratic. But now they're trying to be a bit more centrist, a little bit more in the center, but they still support the Democrats. The woman on the show was like, all right, now I can speak the truth. Mm-hmm. She just had an inability to answer questions.
Anna.
Yeah, Anna. She had an inability to answer questions.
She said the N-word.
Whoa, really?
That's why I stopped watching it.
When?
Yeah, I could pull a video for you, but she said the N-word. And like, it's one thing to be...
What, recently?
No, this was a few years ago.
And she's still here?
And she's still there.
BLM.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So she says the N-word, and I'm not trying to derail this, but I'm just trying.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching. Even like while I was watching them, I disagreed with a lot of the stuff that they were saying, but she was using a quote, and she said the words verbatim, as if saying something verbatim from what someone else said, even though it has a racial slur in it. She thought it was okay to say it. And she got zero repercussions for that. And I was
Did she apologize or just
no? Her thing was I was quoting a quote.
What? So hold up. So say if I go on live TV and I'm quoting something with curse words in it, it's okay for me to say the curse words on live TV even though I know I'm not supposed to say it. How many times people read things and have to either paraphrase or like blur out a word or
skip the word entirely?
Exactly. But you could say the N-word and just be like, yeah, that's okay.
Yo, that is the reason why I stopped watching that channel. That's the reason why.
Wow.
So I didn't
know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the video. That shit was like, I was like, wow, she really wanted to say that. Like, there's no past, like no journalist or anybody is gonna just say that. They just racial slur.
She would have to get fired.
You see the fat dude, what's his name? Check.
Yeah. Whatever I know that dude.
I don't like him either. He's a flip flopper. He's a fake. He's a phony.
He goes left and right.
You see when Trump won, he was on Piers Morgan. He couldn't even talk. All he's talking is saying BS. Oh, Kamala's gonna win, and Trump said this, and Trump said that. I'm like, dude, you could, have your difference of opinion, but like now that he won, you gotta accept it. Stop fighting it. You know what I mean? But now he looking stupid.
But that's a problem with the whole Democratic Party, though. Like, bro, like MSNBC and all them CNN, they're still talking like Kamala's in a race. They still talking, bad about Trump and all that. It's just like, yo, it's over with. He's going to be the president of the United States. Now it's like time to just unify and just come together and just accept the fact that he's going to be representing the country. Whether you voted for him or not, it is what it is. I have family members who were Kamala supporters, voted for Kamala. Thank goodness they were mature enough. They were like, listen, he's the president of the United States. They literally said, I'm going to back him because we're a part of this country. And what sense does it make for me to make fun of him or to say bad things about him where he's representing us? They just saying, like, listen, I hope he does good. I hope he proves us wrong, and we'll just see what happens. That's what you got to do. Because if Kamala won, I would have said the same thing. Like, listen, I don't agree with the things she said.
What it is, and she won.
But it is what it is, and move forward.
I mean, we accepted Biden. He won. It is what it is. We dealt with it. That's it. Gotta be fair. You gotta be fair. Even though I really didn't give a shit who won, but it's because I know either way.
But you just gotta accept whoever it is.
I accepted whoever it is. This is what we gotta deal with.
But that's
What's your next move?
Why aren't people still making content talking shit? It's like, look, I can understand you don't like the man or that's not who you voted for. I can understand that. But January 20th, that's your president. Whether you like it or not. So it's just like, and even, bro, not to, derail from the topic again, but it's just like when he was going back and forth from Mexico, I see people back in Mexico like, yeah, put Trump in his place. I'm like, you know you're American, right? I'm just saying, like, why are you taking a side that's trying to cause harm to America when the president is trying to put a deal in place that's going to positively impact America? Oh, yeah, I love what she said to Trump. And I'm just like, now we just wishing on America's downfall because you just don't like the person who the country voted for. You know what I mean?
But the electoral and popular.
It was a blowout.
You know what I mean?
Blowout.
But, you know, it's really sad that I feel like some people are not proud to be American until they leave the country.
Yeah, bro. I say that all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why people got to travel. I say that all the time.
It's like they're not proud to be American when they're in America, but let their asses leave America and be in another country. Then they're going to be how happy. Because look, you can carry weed and go into Russia. America's got your back.
Yep.
They'll give up the worst criminal for you. That's the country. That's the country. And she was black and a female. So you can't say, oh, she was white and she was privileged and this and that. She was a black basketball player that got traded for one of the most heinous criminals of Russia. All right? And then she came back and still
bash America
at the same
like,
time.
What the hell? And you know what even makes me think people hate America? Oh, not even people. Why I say that Democrats hate America. And I hear this over and over. When you see somebody put the American flag in front of their house or have it in their car, you automatically know 9 times out of 10 they're Republican. The Democrats don't even associate the American flag with themselves. And I heard Tim Walz say this when he was referring to Trump. He was talking a story about Trump of like, he called Trump for help because he's like, oh, all these people around my house, they have American flags and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah. The people with American flags are Republicans, and I hear that all the time. I even heard, I'm not going to put this person out on blast, but I heard somebody was like, oh, they got American flags in their front lawn. I'm like, why is that a bad thing? We're in America.
Yeah. What's the problem?
If I go to Jamaica, I'm going to see Jamaican flags. Go to Brazil, I'm going to see Brazil flags. Like, if you in America and see an American flag.
What's the problem? Like, you're here.
And I'm paying attention. I'm like, yo, y'all just don't love the country.
They don't.
Just don't love the country. So that's why I think the Democrats are at right now. They're just...
And look, don't get me wrong. By no means, this country is not perfect.
No country is perfect.
You know what I mean? It's not perfect, but damn sure if I was locked up in another country or a war broke out and I'm in another country, if I see that American flag, I'm running to that, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know the U.S. Army is gonna, and military, Navy, Air Force, they're gonna protect us.
And I even have to like remind people, even a few weeks ago, you know, we were in the living room just talking about like the wars that's going on. The way they're talking about it is like it's a TV show. I'm like, no, this is real shit that's happening. We're in a privileged situation where nobody wants to fuck with America and we don't have to live through what those people are living through, those citizens are living through, getting their homes blown up, family members dying, and they don't know when this war is going to end across the world. So I had to like remind people the reality of this situation. They just don't know because America, like who's going to accept America and we're going to go on a full out blown war with. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying this, like the American privilege comes in because y'all looking at this shit like it's a TV show or a video game. This is real life shit.
Yeah, you know, and America's in a good position where strategically on the map, like it's hard for other countries to invade us, to, you know, start a war with us on American soil. It's hard. You know, and I watch a lot of videos of like hypotheticals, or what if Russia attacked, or what if China attacked? That Atlantic Ocean, those oceans that we got on both sides, that makes it difficult because we could see them coming by plane or by boat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And the amount of money America spends on its military.
We spend the most on the military.
Yeah. Like, I mean, some people even argue when we spend too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do. We spend too much, but it's like, you know, we're basically safe. You know, Canada is on our side. Mexico can't try us. You know what I'm saying? So
Canada don't want these problems.
you know what I mean?
That's why the Prime Minister flew right to Mar-a-Lago.
Yo, right when he got that call, he's like, yup, book the next, warm up the jet, I'm coming. So it's like, you know, people need to appreciate this country is not the best. And all the immigrants that come here and that's been here for generations and generations, you still shouldn't talk bad about this country because if it was so bad, you wouldn't have came here.
This is why we have a border problem for how many years?
You know,
everybody wants to cross over to here. And I do think it's the best country in the world. I mean, you know, we could have a debate about that, but I'm just saying, like, people who were born and raised in America don't really know how great they have it. That's why I make it a point to try to travel as much as I can. And whenever I come back, I'm like, man, thank God I'm home.
Yeah, no, for real.
You know
Sometimes
what I mean?
I'm out 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, I'm after a week and a half. I'm ready to be back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in my comfort zone, and you know, I appreciate that I can go outside and walk. I appreciate all, you know, my ancestors before me that fought for all of, you know, black people rights to get us where we're at today. Right. But I'm not gonna run around and you know, bash this country as if it's like the most horrible thing, because I could have been in Afghanistan during, you know, the Bin Laden situation. I could have been in Hiroshima when the bomb was dropped.
Exactly.
I could have been in Panama or Pearl Harbor when the whole thing went down. I could have been in Palestine. I could have been in Israel. You see what I'm saying? I could have been. You never know. Like, when you're born, you don't get to pick what region of the world you're born in. You just are.
And we're fortunate just to be born in America.
Fortunate to be born in America. You know what I'm saying? And I could have been born in North Korea. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, some people don't think of it that way. They complain about health care and this, that, when they're able to work.
It's not perfect. But, hey, where would you rather be?
So, let's talk about it. Daniel Penny, the guy that, you know, had an altercation in the New York subway. I don't remember what train line, but he was on the train in the subway. And a man named Jordan Neely, I guess, was making threats against him or some people on the train. And the man, I guess, decided to choke him out and choked him to the point where he ended up dying. And, you know, a couple of manslaughter charges, murder charges were thrown on him. And recently, I think maybe 2 days ago, he was acquitted of all charges and able to walk free. But as you know, with every situation, it has to be a race thing. So you had, the race hustlers come out.
Race hustlers.
And talk about how unjust this was. You had the co-founder of BLM come out and say, you know, this was such a grave injustice for this man, Jordan Neely, to be killed. Now, don't get me wrong. Did he deserve to die? No.
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
If somebody comes on the train and said, I'm going to kill everybody and I don't care if I go to jail, why the fuck should I care if you die?
I get it. But I'm not going to sit here and say that man deserves to die.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. But it's just like, I'm trying to put myself in a situation where it's either I'm on the train or my loved one's on the train. And people who are not in New York, when that train takes off, cops are not usually in those carts.
90% of the time, they're not in the cart.
I can't remember a time, and I take the train every day, every week. I can't remember a time where I'm in the cart and while the train is in motion where I see a cop in a corner or something like that. It usually is, once those doors close, whoever you're with, and it's just citizens who trying to get from point A to point B. Now, if somebody's having some type of mental murder. If somebody's having a mental episode, say, you know what, I'm about to turn up. What are you supposed to do? You can't do anything. Like, you can easily, in certain train stations, you can easily come on into the subway with a weapon, a gun, and nobody do anything. I took the train the other day. I went out to dinner with my wife afterward, and we coming through a train station. There's nobody there. Like, I've seen people like hop the train style because there's no security nothing there. Like, who's to say somebody that's hopping these trains out, they have a weapon or a gun on the train? There's nothing you could do. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's so unprotected. And if somebody just comes on there and like, yo, I'm killing everybody.
Yeah, you're at your own devices at that point. And I get it. And look, you know, if I was in that situation, I definitely, you know, especially if I feel threatened and I'm trapped in a metal cart, you know what I mean? Then, yeah, I'm going to fight for my life. And if, you know, you end up dying in the process, then, hey, I was defending myself. It's not like I was intentionally, like I'm the murderer that came on the train and wanted to come and kill you. No, it was the other way around. That guy made a threat on him. And the fact that this guy is a Marine vet, that instinct on him kicked in. You know, and look, and this is not about a black and a white thing, because I know that's what the media tries to portray it as. Yeah. But even if it was 2 black men, 2 Mexican men, 2 Chinese, Asian men, it doesn't matter. Like, somebody is attacking you, you're going to fight for your life. You're not going to take what they're saying lightly. You know, somebody comes to you and points at you and says that they're going to kill you.
I'm supposed to wait and see?
I'm supposed to say, okay, let me get to the brink of where I'm about to die to really take it serious. No, at that point, it's too late.
But I hear what you're saying. Like, I'm not saying that he should have died. Like, if you wanted to restrain him until, you know, the next stop, the train opens up, until cops came, it's like, all right, I could get from that standpoint. It's like, hey, let's just restrain him until the police come and lock him away or something. That's an option too. Mm-hmm. But that man was just like, I'm here to I have to protect the women and children that's on this train. The citizens who can't defend themselves. And not everybody could fight. Some people...
Bro, he's a Marine, bro. Like, we just got done talking about the military. Like, it's in they're trained to do that. They're trained to protect for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what I think should have happened too, and this is what some New Yorkers really need to do as well, is like, when something like that goes off, like, other people got to chip in too. You know, it can't just be one person. They could have all, like, you know, jump on top of him and hold him down. I saw some other
people, like, holding the man legs down.
Yeah, but no, he had him in a UFC chokehold, bro. Like, he had his legs wrapped around. He had he had everything set up. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way. It's, you know what I mean? If somebody else jumped in, it would have been overkill. You know what I'm saying? But like, this guy, he had prior incidents. He's gotten arrested before. He actually assaulted a woman and broke her jaw. Right? So it's like, can you say he was not being serious? The dude has a track record. Right. He's done this before. So maybe that day he thought he was gonna be able to get away with it again. And he met his fate. You know what I mean? What goes around comes around. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what ended up happening to him. So don't go out there in March and say we need to put a damn statue of this dude up. Yeah. And I ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't trying to see none of that.
And before you continue, I'm going to tell you, because I have I wrote it down. So Neely had an extensive criminal record, including 42 arrests on charges including petty larceny, jumping subway turnstiles, theft, and 3 unprovoked assaults on women in the subway between 2019 and 2021. So this man had the track record of going to the subway and assaulting people, assaulting women.
Women, right? And are we not going to jump up and say, oh, you shouldn't put your hands on a woman? This man was doing that.
So it was just another day for him. So he's going back in the subway, threatening people, doing something he has done before in the past.
So he went to jail 42 times and got out 42 times and ended up being on the train after he done assaulted women. And now when he's met with fate, right, and he gets clipped, now everybody, all the race hustlers want to come out and say, oh, this is unjust.
If you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the system for allowing this man to walk the streets. There is no way you're arrested 42 times and allowed to walk the streets freely.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense at all. And then the fact that you want to put racism into this is like, come on, man. Like, we can't say everything is racist. We can't say everything is racist. Like, people who I think are saying that is like, yo, you haven't been in this situation before. What was that with your loved one on the train? You'll be thinking like, yo, thank you for protecting my loved ones, or thank you for protecting me because that guy was shot out his mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's
probably
like,
on fentanyl or some crazy ish.
Whatever drug he on, it's like, come on, man. Like, this has nothing to do with racism. And the problem I have with the BLM activists, and this is something that we have a problem in our community, no accountability. The woman who did the interview on News Nation, they're literally telling her, he threatened people on the train. He this and that. He did this and that. He had his extensive history. Her response, oh, the system out to get us. It's a white man that killed him. I'm like, that's your response, bro.
That's the best you got.
And like, you just ignoring everything else. Like, why people in our community can't hold other people in our community accountable? That's the only way we can move forward.
Right.
It's like, yes, okay, the sentiment of Black Lives Matter, I can understand. You want the people, to me, I don't know what it's about anymore now, because I'm surprised that organization's still standing after all the scamming.
They should be terminated.
Yeah. But it's
terminated.
Like, if it's about protecting the Black community and like helping us, okay, cool. But when people in the community do wrong, admit that they did wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong. And now you're going to attach racism to this. Now,
you know, it's like a quick scapegoat. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's racist. It's racist. Like, you're going to deny all the other facts. Deny all the other facts that this guy has a record, and he has a record of beating women and assaulting women. We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that piece. But just because he got choked out for threatening somebody and looking like he's going to attack someone, for someone who's defending themselves, locked up in a train cart, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm not justifying the man dying. All right, let's get that clear, because a lot of people are gonna run and say, "Oh, he's a this, he's a that, he's just defending." No, I'm using logic. Logic. You locked in a train cart, and this is for all the people that's not from New York, all the people that live in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. You know, all them other Midwest, Dakota, and all of them places. You're locked in a cart with a man that is threatening to kill you. There's no police. There's nobody else. You don't have your you don't have your Second Amendment to defend yourself. You don't know what this guy got. Cause clearly, and look, another thing I just remembered, we ain't follow up on the dude that got clipped on the train with his own gun.
Yo, you know, I brought that up a few weeks ago. I was talking to my wife, like, yo, what happened to that situation?
I told you, they're not gonna do anything to that woman. She's done. She's gone.
She escaping. That's
it. That was it. No Superman hunt. No nothing. Just gone. But anyway, look, you don't have your Second Amendment. You can't defend yourself. You can't even carry a knife. You can't carry a pepper spray. You can't carry nothing. All you have is your bare knuckles, right? And the hope that you can fight to protect yourself. All right? You're locked in there. A man tries to threaten you or says he's going to kill you. What are you going to do? You're going to call 911 with no service? Like what? You're going to wait until you get to the next stop? You know, people who are in shootouts, 30 seconds feel like an hour. You know what I mean? Like, It feels like an eternity. And, you know, them trains be moving slow.
For real, man.
Guys, put it in perspective, all right? Put it in perspective and stop looking at everything as a race thing. Because, like you were saying before the show started, the word racism is losing its value.
It's losing its value because...
that's a good statement.
It's like the what's it called? The man who cried wolf. You say it so many times and attach it to every situation. It's just whatever word now. Just losing its value. So like when you're saying everything is racist, nobody's going to take the situation seriously anymore. Because if I say something is racist, that should raise an alarm. Because if I call somebody racist, that's like you attacking a person's character. Mm-hmm. You're saying all the actions this person do is racist, the way this person think is racist, like they're attacking another group. But just because of a situation like this, and it happened to be a white man killing a black man who was at fault, this is not a case of racism. Ever since, I don't even know when this started, when we just attaching racism to every little thing.
I think, I want to say since the Trayvon Martin, I kind of feel like around then it was like, you know, the big uptick, especially the Mike Brown situation where the cop came out of the car and shot him. And
so there's definitely cases.
Yeah, there's cases of racism. Don't get me wrong, you know, and those are blunt situations. But like for this, it's like you can't just race card. You know, like you got the Uno pick up 4 card. Like, it's like they just keep throwing that down. It's like, nah, like you gotta really be objective and analyze the situation.
Yeah, man, because it just kind of get annoying, and it's kind of like making other people look at the black community as just we're constantly want to have that victim mentality that we don't take accountability for nothing. It's like we're looked at as crybabies. I feel like now, when it's like we just have to hold our people, you know, accountable. And, you know, that other BLM, I don't even know the guy's name, but he was like, we need black vigilantes. I'm like, yo, what are we doing now? Like, I was like, now you just inciting violence. I paused the video and started laughing. I'm like, yo, what's going on? We need black vigilantes. He's dead ass serious. I'm like, golly, bro. Like,
he's a straight clown, man. Dude is a straight clown.
Straight clown. I'm like, the fact that you say black vigilantes, I'm like, do you even know what the case was about now? Like, you just making it seem like people just out here, oh, he's black. Let me choke him out real quick on the train station. We're just going to ignore everything else. Like,
let me just get up and choke him out real quick. Like, what?
Bro, like, that's what I'm saying. It's getting ridiculous.
Honestly, what they need to do is start putting cameras on the train. That's what they need to do. They want to do all this damn congestion pricing, put some damn cameras on the train. And then you'll see all the nonsense that happens on the train daily. We got cameras on the bus. Why do we don't have cameras on the train?
Yeah, need cameras on the train. And also people who are not from the train stations have a terrible homeless problem.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
But look, I can't blame the homeless people for going down there in the wintertime because it is warm.
No, yeah. You know, I can't blame them. Like, I mean, you're homeless. You got nowhere to go. But I feel like the city needs to do something about that. Like, I don't know, like either put them in a shelter, create more shelter, something. But when you have a problem to that extent, there are going to be people who have mental health issues, and have drug abuse problems in the train stations. When I came out Times Square, I seen this homeless guy like on the platform with a blanket, use needles around him.
Oh.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this guy needs some serious help. And like, if he's drugged up like that in the train station around women, kids, and innocent people, like, who's to say what he's going to do since he's so high out his mind? So I'm like, we need protection in the subways. And I don't even know, like, this has been a problem for so long. It used to be worse back in the days, but it's still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know, like, how it's going to get solved. You know, Hochul up there thinking everything's all fine.
Hey, congestion price is going to solve everything. It's going to solve all of the problems.
Merritt Adams seems like he's trying to wake up a little bit. I know he's trying to get a pardon, but at least he's trying to say something. He's trying to say something, but it's a little too late because I already know that he ain't running a second term.
Oh, no, he's not.
Because he's going against everything the Democratic Party is saying now. He's going against it. And I know New Yorkers are upset with him. I'm like, yo, he's just talking common sense now. It's like, I get it. maybe the wrong messenger, because we've been talking about him, a lot on this show.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
I want to meet that guy in person one day.
Adams?
Yeah.
Shoot, pull up, man, Adams.
Pull up, Adams. Come on the podcast. This is a new wave. You want to run for re-election? Come on the podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I see Mayor Adams twisting up his tune like a twister, like a Twizzler. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like now he seems to be talking the way he wanted to talk before.
Yeah.
Right?
But he couldn't.
He couldn't. And to me, like I've been saying before, he didn't have a backbone. It's one thing to say what you're saying now 2 years ago, a year ago, and then being shown correct now, rather than saying things you want the people to hear without giving them the reality of the situation. Yes, he did say New York being a sanctuary city is gonna destroy the city. Yes, but before you said that, you was welcoming all of the immigrants that's coming in.
Right, he welcomed them, and once they got here, even when they got, I'll say this: he did say like, "Yo, we need some help." Like, okay, I did welcome them here. He probably thought the federal government was going to like play a part in like funding the city. But he woke up to reality like, yo, Biden ain't gonna do nothing.
But here's the thing. It's you're the mayor, right? You're the chief. Mayors are basically like presidents of situation. Governor, you know what I mean? Like they run the city. You know what I'm saying? So a responsible person, and I'm not trying to single out Eric Adams. I'm not saying everything he's done is horrible, right? I'm not saying that. He's done some good stuff. But the majority has been just like type of common sense type of stuff. Like you as the mayor, you have all the data, you have all the statistics, you are the chief, you know what's going on with NYPD. You were a former cop, so you understand how the system works, right? Influx of crime due to what? Influx of immigrants, right? You could have went to the president, go to the governor, be like, yo, what are you guys gonna do for this influx of migrants? We know that we are a sanctuary city, right? Before I go and open my big mouth and say some shit, let me know you're going to back me up. Mm-hmm. I'm a Democrat. You're a Democrat. Our president is a Democrat. Are y'all going to back me up? Hochul was not giving him money at the time.
Nope.
Biden didn't give him money at the time. So why are you going to open your mouth and say, come here, this is sanctuary city, if you don't have the damn backing?
Yep.
To then, a couple months later, to backtrack on what you said. Because you found out that they're not backing you.
Don't give it.
And then now, you have FBI investigations on top of you, and now you're switching your tune.
That's what makes it look worse, because now people are saying, look, you could have felt like this the whole time. But because of when you're delivering a message, it's like you just want a pardon, which I think is true. You want a pardon. But I do think to an extent he felt like this for a while because he used to be a registered Republican. And and he always said, he didn't fully say it, but like once in a while he'll say something that's not largely Democrat. But I think now it's like, all right, I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? And you can see and the thing with the Democrats, majority of them, especially the popular ones, they ride or die by the party. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you in New York City too, if you come out and speak against the beliefs of that system, you're going to be singled out.
Yeah, you're going to get ridiculed.
So he probably was like, all right, what do I do here? So he's thinking that the party are going to have his back, like you said, when they just played you for a clown. And even so, I remember even during that situation, he wrote a letter along with other mayors in the country begging Biden for money and help with the migrant situation. Still nothing.
Oh, but we sent the $60 billion to Ukraine. and not even 1 billion or 2 billion could have went to New York. And yet Biden is the biggest supporter of bringing the immigrants over, flying them in planes, buses, and having them walk over. So it's like, Biden is not dumb. He knows Chicago, LA, New York, sanctuary cities. He knows that. He knows that. So it's like, why not support these places that you're, having these migrants come into, right? It's like it doesn't make any sense. And I hope Adam realizes that. Look, because you're in the same party, don't mean that they're gonna back you.
You should have he should have known that when they saw what they did to Biden.
Yeah.
He should have known.
I mean, at that point, it was too late. But at the same time, it's like, damn, bro. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Would I like to see a black mayor? Yes, we have one, right? I am not trying to tear down a black man or do any of that. Trust me.
It's not even about that.
It's just, exactly. But I know a lot of people are going to run around and think that because, again, black Democrats, that's the first thing they want to do is pull a race card. Oh, he black, so I'm supposed to give him a pass. You know what I mean? No, we don't give them a pass. We hold you up to the same standard as any other person that would have been in that position. Period. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's about the city.
He's running for re-election, and it doesn't seem like he's going to win, bro. Too many scandals, too many this, too many that. You know what I mean? He may have start singing the right tune now, but it's too damn late. The damage is done.
He's singing the right tune to people that don't believe it, though. So, see, that's the thing. He was on The View talking about, he wants to work with this administration to fix the border issue and the gangs and all the violent criminals that cross the border in New York City. And they're there debating and battling him because they so shot out with this liberal shit. And it is other New Yorkers who are just like, yo, why is Mayor Adams talking like this now, like a Republican? It's like, why don't you just hear what he's saying first? Because he's saying, like, I want to protect the citizens of New York. But they're not seeing it that way. They're just seeing it as he's switching sides. And like, I'm like, well, this is just common sense. If the mayor is saying that there's problems in the city because of the migrant crisis and what came of that, why can't he just be talking from like, a person who just went through this or like who has experience handling this crisis? He saw the crime rise up when they came in, when that crisis happened. He saw citizens being attacked. We talked about it numerous times, but the people who's on the Democratic side, they're not looking at it that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's obvious because under the Biden-Harris administration, this problem occurred and people still voted for Harris and still openly voted for Harris. So it's like they just have these partisan glasses on where they're not able to just separate common sense from reality. It's just, it doesn't make sense. So people are viewing Mayor Adams as a Republican now, and they're just not going to reelect him. So now it's just going to, whoever, when they have the primary for mayor Adams is up out of here. He's going to be a one-term mayor.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a one-term mayor, unfortunately. But, he didn't give himself a good track record in the beginning. I get it. You want to please everybody. You want a Democratic state, please all the Democrats, da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, you got to be realistic. Bloomberg was realistic. He kept it real, regardless of some of the stuff that he did that, at the time, all of these liberals didn't like. In the end, it actually worked out. New York was afloat. You know what I'm saying? New York, you could have, bacon, egg, and cheese was really $5. Now it's $10.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have survived. You know what I mean? You could have made your way. But now it's just like, with the sanitation bins, the migrant crisis, you know, the Airbnb stuff he did. Like, all of that stuff just really don't make any sense. And it's really hurting the New Yorkers. But only the rich New Yorkers, or the New Yorkers that just are so liberal, they don't give a damn about paying $4,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. And then they just want to spin around and complain and say, yeah, everything is against them. Like, you look at this, look at how you're voting. Look at how the bills that you want to pass, the Prop 1s, all of these other stupid things that's going on, not knowing that it's going to affect you. The broker fees going to the landlords.
Stupid.
Like, it's just dumb. And I'm like, you think, because you can save $200 now, you don't think you're going to pay $200 extra?
Adam spoke out against that.
And he spoke out against that. And it's like, bro, like, you know, again, I understand is what the people want. And by all means, vote on what you want. But a lot of people are not thinking. They're not thinking about the repercussions. They want the instant gratification now. But then later, when it's 5 years later, right? Oh, it's super high. Blah, blah, blah. Well, did you forget that 5 years ago you voted for, sending all the broker fees to the landlords?
Exactly.
What? Well, that was me? What? No. They're not even going to admit it.
Going to blame the man.
It's the white man. Yeah, they own all of the properties anyway. They're the ones. You know, and boom, slip out the race card. But anyway, Mayor Adams sat down with, Trump's border czar, Tom, what's his name? I always forget this man's last name. I forgot.
It's Tom something. But yeah, Trump's border czar.
Trump's border czar, Tom Homan.
Yeah,
Tom Homan. And, I don't know. I feel like the discussion that they might have had together, because I watched Eric Adams' press conference at the time, it didn't seem like it went the way he wanted it to go.
Okay, why you say that?
Because at the press conference, they were asking him questions about the separation of families. How's that going to go? And, Eric Adams was just reiterating he wants to keep New Yorkers safe. So does that mean families are going to get separated? Possibly. Right?
Listen, Trump said on MSNBC, now I wish the family back. He unless they say, dad can go. But he ain't backing down. He listen, we'll ship the family together unless they say, they just pick a family member he can go. So it's really up to the choice of the family.
Hey, look, and I know the media is trying to get him to say, yes, we're going to separate families. And it's all a political game, obviously, to save face. But the reality is families are going to get separated.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Gonna be a lot of kicking and screaming in February.
You know what I'm saying? And look, we're laughing about it, but it's not something that I would want. I'm not gonna wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
But that's the situation. That's the risk of coming to this country. And again, as we were talking about in the beginning of this podcast episode, you have to be grateful to be an American, to be an American, be an American citizen. It's not just, we have this wrong, we have that wrong. But at the end of the day, you're in the best country in the world. Period. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see how this border czar, Tom Homan, works the border, how it's going to affect New York. I can't imagine how it's going to affect New York, to be honest. Running around pulling people left and right. The city might just be empty. To be honest, because this is immigrant city, bro.
That's why I'm like, that's why they're gonna do it in round. Well, that's what they say. Look, focus on the criminals first. I feel like that's the best route to go. It's look, who committed crimes are still in the city or who has a record, go after them first. But yeah, to go in New York and just say you don't get all the undocumented, that's a lot of people. You just going up in every store, all right, y'all, lock the doors. You got your papers? All right, come with me real quick. You got your, you look like you definitely don't got your papers. Come with me real quick.
You don't even speak English.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's going to be hard to do that. That's why I'm 1 to 2 million people deported is more realistic. Not that 11, 12 million that was thrown out. Because that's just How are you going to do that?
It's impossible to get that many people within Trump's term. I don't think he would. Maybe collectively over all of the states, they can get, maybe 100,000 or something like that.
I don't think some people are going to self-deport too, because, I heard that, look, if you deport yourself, you have a chance to enter the country back legally. But if you get deported, then, I don't think you'll be able to come back.
It's up for you.
So I think some people are like, you know what? Let me just get up out of here myself. And when, that way it's easier. You don't really have to use all of the resources and whatever. So, we'll see.
We'll see. And in more race war news, in Louisiana, more specifically East Baton Rouge, there was a separation between basically the Democrats and Republicans, which kind of boiled down to a race thing where, and obviously majority Democratic cities, you have more minorities, aka Black people, Hispanics, and others. Sid Edwards is a Republican, is now the new mayor of Baton Rouge. However, the parish of St. George voted, overwhelmingly to have a separation between Baton Rouge and St. George for the simple fact that the people who were in St. George wanted a school district. For the simple fact that the ones that were offered in Baton Rouge was not good. Crime, graduation rate was low, there wasn't secure, and the kids weren't getting an education. So these people ended up being a majority white people, instead of white people who voted to have a separation of, Baton Rouge and St. George Parish. And now they've been able to incorporate their own mayor, have their own school district, something that they've been fighting for to have because they wanted to have a better school district for their children, right? And, they'll now have their own, I guess, it boils down to police force. And, if you're your own mayor, you have your own town, your own municipality. So you have your own everything, right? You get your own separate budget to buy whatever you want, your own taxes and all that stuff, right? So, again, the race hustlers come out again and they start saying, the Roland Martins of the world and all them other people. I can't stand that guy. He's so annoying.
I gotta watch this video on this.
And he's coming out and they're saying, this is racist. White people want to separate themselves from us. They're gonna, this is not fair to us because they're gonna get better this, better that. And it's like, damn, the mayor that they had previously was a black woman.
Terrible.
Who did not lead the city in the right direction, made it worse, and she got blown out by Sid Edwards, a Republican in a majority Democratic town. Okay?
Why Chicago then? I'm paying attention to Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they better do right in Chicago. But anyway, it comes back again. Why does this have to be about race? Anybody with common sense will say, look, I have kids. I want my kids to be in the best school.
I want my kids to be safe in the community growing up in.
Exactly. You don't want your kids exposed to drugs, guns, crime. You at work, you want to know your kids are safe. These people wanted to make sure their kids are safe, and they've been begging for another school district. They didn't get it. Now the opportunity came for them to separate from Baton Rouge, and they did. They voted overwhelmingly for it. Now they got it, and now it's a race problem?
Makes no sense to me.
How about you clean up the damn city? Get it right, a correct, good mayor.
And I'm just thinking from this perspective. If I'm complaining to my leadership over and over, hey, crime is a problem. Hey, the schools are not good. Hey, point A and B, whatever. If I'm complaining to them so much and change is not happening, what other choice do you leave me? It's like, all right, y'all don't want to fix this. How about we just form our own zone, our own school districts, our own city, so we can do the things we want to make us feel safe, and you can just have all of that over there. I don't think there's anything racist about that. Like, if I'm complaining to leadership years about the same issues and you're not fixing them, maybe we just need to be separated.
And you can't be mad at that. You're expressing your right by going out and voting. Let's take race out of the situation, okay? If it was a set of black people and they decided to go and have their own town and have their own black mayor and do their own thing, okay, right? Just make the roles reversed. What if it was black people trying to get a good school for their kids and they voted to be separate, to have their own mayor? Everybody be like, yeah, championing them, right?
Roland Martin.
Yeah.
Black people, we took a stand today.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm like, yo, just because they white, let them do their own thing. Focus on your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your own thing. Why you got to run around and talk about this race thing? Shouldn't you be happy all the white people are gone now?
I agree.
Shouldn't you be happy?
I
don't get it. You
got what
complain. You wanted integration. You get integration, right? Then the white people start being racist. Oh, blah blah blah. Then the white people leave. Now you're upset that they left. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? You know what it is? Is accountability. Because at the end of the day, when the next mayor of Baton Rouge or whatever fails, right? They got no one else to blame but theyself. No one else to blame but theyself.
This is why I keep saying there has to be somebody in the black community to hold our people accountable. Gotta hold our people accountable because you got shit like this that happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. Got nobody but to blame but yourselves. People cried for help. We give them no help. This is what happens. Can't blame them. Can't blame them. How many times do you hear people get money and move out of the hood in these majority black populated areas? Are they racist because they want to go in a better school district, in a better area, in a safer area?
Because they got the money now? Like, what?
How many times do you hear that? Like, I hear a lot of people like Roland Martin, like other, blackity blacks that just say like, oh, you racist, you got money and now you want to move away from your people? You should stay with your people, build up the community, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, I've been trying for years. I've been talking to these same knuckleheads for years. I just know it ain't going to do, so I'm just going to do my own thing. I ain't mad at you. You think all these famous rappers that was on the Kamala Harris trail, they live in the hood?
Where they at now, though? That's a real question. Where they at now?
They got a mansion on a private island somewhere.
In Beverly Hills, man.
Yeah, like they not in the hood.
They not in Skid Row.
They separated themselves.
They're not on Skid Row. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, And look, they say money change people. It do change people.
Yeah.
It do change. You eat different. You live somewhere different. You drive a different car, and you have a different mentality. All right, it changed people, and it changed for a positive way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to be a billionaire living in the hood. That doesn't make sense.
And look what happened to those people that get money still in the hood.
I mean, unfortunately, look at Young Dolph.
Still wanted to have that hood mentality. Unfortunately, he passed.
And unfortunately, he passed. You know what I mean?
A lot of rappers.
R.I.P. A lot of rappers, PNB. Caught lacking out in the hood. Why are you going out there? Look, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to remember that other guy. He was from New York. Died a couple of years ago. I can't remember his name. But I think he was associated to French Montana. I can't remember his name. It might pop up to me, but I know he just died being in the hood late at night in New York. R.I.P. Whatever his name was. I can't remember. But it's just like the situation happens when you have money and you still try to remain in the same area you grew up in. Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, Nipsey Hussle. Look at him.
He was trying to help build that community.
And don't get me wrong. You should build your community.
Got to do it from afar.
But do it from a distance, yo. Find somebody in the hood to be the manager to handle it.
Like, I fund it. You just do this, that, and the third. But he tried to, like, actually be there, connect with the people. And it just takes one person to hate, and R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P., man. R.I.P. But, shit. Look, black people, as we've been saying on the past episodes, all year we've been saying this, to be honest. Stop being a damn victim. It doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
It just makes you look stupid.
Yeah, this case, when you're screaming racism, well, Daniel Penny, it just makes BLM look so unserious. Mm-hmm. Makes them look like such an unserious organization. This man said black vigilantes. I literally couldn't believe he said that.
Man is inciting violence, yo. Black vigilante. Are you serious?
Oh, jeez.
Man. I'm done with these. Look, all these race hustlers, I'm done with y'all. The Al Sharptons and the other dude, I forget his name. Yeah, and Roland Martin and those guys, like, it's 2025. Y'all got to come to an end with that BS. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris. And look, she's quiet.
Man, she drinking somewhere in a goddamn closet. She's
you know what I mean? Like, again, would it have been nice to see a female president, allegedly black, or whatever you want to call it? And ain't nobody going to change my mind about that one, all right? Nobody going to change my mind about that. She's Indian, all right? But I digress. It's one thing to lose the election. You could have just came back and been like, you know, show your real force of like, yo, I'm really out here. I'm putting in policies. I'm doing this. I'm doing more interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that? You come with a little 2-minute speech and people are claiming that you're drunk or whatever. And
man,
it's like,
that video got to come down.
It's like, it's like you were the Democratic nominee, right? Not voted by anybody to be it, but you became it, inherited it. You could at least be strong, be like, yeah, you know, I'm going to make sure we get this done and I'm going to protect blah, 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 blah. You know, do your little political campaign speech, spiel, and actually get work done before you leave. But no, instead, I have not heard a peep out of her other than that video from that time. And don't tell me she's just a VP or whatever.
Because this is what she's been doing.
Biden is half alive right now. It's like, come on, the dude is sleeping.
Sometimes the Trump clips still pop up on my timeline, and he was debating Kamala. He was like, "We got a president who don't even know he's alive right now." I'm like, yo, who possessed this man to say something like that?
This is the craziest stuff.
But this is, unfortunately, it is true. People look at it that way, bro. Like, I remember it was on Piers Morgan. I think they were like, he's shaking hands with invisible people. I thought they were making fun of him. But no, this is really true. This is really true. Dude. Wandering off of the Amazon for it. Like, I'm not trying to.
Oh, yeah. I see that one. That got me dying.
I'm not trying to, like, make fun, man. Like, look, we all get old, but it's like, come on. Let's be for real. Y'all know his time is up. Bro, he needs to just go retire somewhere.
He needs to chill out. Yo, just look.
Travel the country with your wife. Or the world with your wife. Get a boat.
Yeah,
something.
Get on Air Force One. Fly around. Enjoy it because it's not coming back to you again. You know what I mean? And like the whole Hunter Biden thing, him pardoning his own son when he said he wasn't going to do it and he did it.
Look, from a human standpoint, everybody's like, all right.
But no one's above the law.
It's the fact that he lied about it.
He could have just not commented on it.
My thing was like, why are you saying just not comment and just like listen? I'm like, listen, man, I don't know.
Yo, the reporter,
I might do it, I might not. We'll see.
Yo, those reporters, they really hawk on them. I gotta give them credit sometimes. They answer politically correct sometimes, but at that point, you're gonna pardon your own son. Just don't say anything. Just say, oh, we got to see how the investigation goes. Or, you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. But look, he said he's not, and then he is. What kind of president is that? The Democrats have been lying for these decades. Decades. So it's like now this is what y'all was dealing with, but hey, it is what it is at this point. But we're gonna close with that. Thanks for rocking with us for a year, all 280 of you guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate the support. Definitely like and subscribe. Continue to watch our channel. We're gonna keep giving you some hot content, controversial content. You know, this is not a red pill channel. All right, this is an everything channel. We talk about anything, everything. Nothing is off limits. And you know, again, appreciate the support. Keep it up. But this is a Straight Up and R&D podcast, and we don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Not at all.
Enjoy 2025. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be another wild one.
We're going to see what the hell happens. I don't know.
We're going to see what happens.
You know what I mean? We're here. We're ready. Enjoy it. I hope you guys had a great holidays and Happy New Year.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next year.
Deuces. See y'all on the flip side.
Later, y'all.
Later.